Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. And yesterday, took the day off, hanging out with the kids. We went to the Eskimo, which is this beach. It's this road that runs along the coast between like Pebble Beach and Monterey. And then we went to another beach, just climbing on the rocks, looking for hermit crabs and sea anemones. We even found a sleeping sea lion under the wharf, which smelled like shit. Sea lions are disgusting. Sea lions are like the deer of the ocean. The only people that like them are people that don't live around them. My brother-in-law is a commercial fisherman, and I can't tell you how many times he's been wrestling with some damn fish for 2 hours only to get it to the boat, and then a fucking sea lion comes and snatches it off the line. So all you get is like the fish's head. So I remember one time when I was a sea cadet, when I was, I think I was probably 15 at the time, and we did a little 2-week training with the puddle pirates. I mean, the Coast Guard. And the Coast Guard pier has, during the right time of year, has sea lions all over it. So there were 2 sea lions swimming by the dock, damn near nose to tail, and the one in front lets out this reddish brown cloud of shit, and the other one behind him starts eating it. I was like, ew, what the fuck? So sea lions are disgusting, people. That's what I'm trying to say. And another thing that's disgusting is the way that some police are being treated. More specifically, the Atlanta Police Department. Because a lot of them said, fuck that, and didn't come to work. They called in, or no show, or walked out. Why? Because of that Rayshard Brooks bullshit. It's all on tape. Everything was going fine until he decided to get combative. The cops wrestle with him on the ground. He's punching the cops, grabs a taser, starts running. And I was discussing this. And I mean discussing, not arguing. I actually came across somebody who leans a little more to the left. And we had a decent conversation, which was nice and rare, and it shouldn't be. But he takes the taser, starts running. Now, in the state of Georgia, a taser is a firearm. It's a deadly weapon. And it's funny how many people say the cop should have done this, the cop should have done that. The whole, he should have shot him in the leg kind of thing. There's this program where you can be put in these scenarios like a police training. And you can be put in scenarios where they have an actor who, or probably a cop or something, but he's acting like a combative person. And he's walking towards you, he's showing violent tendencies, and you gotta make a split-second decision. And a lot of people, most people, 9 out of 10 who go through it are like, oh, I get it. So he runs from the cops, with the taser in his hand, turns around and points it at the cop. So the cop shoots him because he was pointing a deadly weapon at him. He was pointing a firearm at him. Well, some of the shots hit him in the back. Well, when you're running, you run facing forward, right? From what I understand, from remembering the last time I ran backwards, it wasn't as fast as when I ran forward. So he's running forward, turns, and then turns back. So he takes some in the back. It wasn't a fucking execution. The cop didn't walk up to him and give him 2 to the back, 1 to the head. Come on. That's how it happened. You know how it wouldn't have happened if he wasn't combative, he didn't fight the cops, he didn't take their taser, and he didn't point it at him. So of course, now it's standard. Anything involved, you kill a black person, fired. That's it. You're fired. It's done. Automatic. So how does that make the police feel? Makes them feel like nobody has their back. It makes them feel like they're alone. It makes them feel like if they do their job, they're going to lose their job. Isn't that weird? How's that for irony? If you do your job, you lose your job. And with that kind of job, you can't be out there second guessing yourself. You can't hesitate. Because these crooks, these criminals, these thugs, they don't give a fuck. Just think about this. As a normal person, Would you ever fight the police? Would you ever start throwing blows with the police and then take one of their weapons? That's too far-fetched for me. That's too far out, man. I can't even, what are you talking about? I ain't fighting no damn police. It's not that serious. But he didn't want to go back. So he chose the mortuary over the booty house, period. But these cops are walking out, calling in sick. They don't want to put up with this shit. Why? So they can do their job and get fired? And take away their livelihood? Why? What fool would do that? The overwhelming majority of police are there to do the right thing. And it's not just traffic stops and shootouts. They do a lot of good shit, and they see a lot of bad shit. How would you think that would affect you to keep carrying out underweight babies from neglected homes and crack houses? Roaches crawling out of their fucking Pampers. How long would you be able to deal with that before it affected you? Coming up on a scene and see two obvious kids' feet sticking out from under the fucking sheet. Don't you think that would bother you a little bit? But they still do it. And for them to do it and then have their own people, the police force, say, fuck you, dog, you're fired, and you're gonna be charged for murder. Felony murder? The only bright spot in all of this is that charging them for something like that with this much evidence against it is gonna have the cop walk. But that plays into their hands too, because what are these fucking morons gonna say? Well, see, I told you, another unarmed black man. This one wasn't unarmed. Another black man killed by the police. See, the justice system is broken and all that bullshit. When obviously, this dude was making his bed and it was time to lay down. Stupid ass shit. Here we go. I'm not done. I'm putting another scoop of ice cream on this stupid sundae. Eskimo pies, forget about it, guys. The cancel culture has gone fucking crazy. Eskimo pies. I can think of Dryers. My buddy sent me this yesterday. Yeah, Dryers ice cream, I think, is the company who makes Eskimo pies. That's not the point. The point is, it's offensive now. So no more Eskimo pies. And I'm gonna tell you this. And under normal circumstances, I'd be joking, but this is probably going to happen. What's next? The Samoas? Remember the Girl Scout cookies? Samoas? Those are gone next. Because those are offensive somehow. I don't know. How is that offensive? Are Eskimos sitting there in their igloos like, man, fuck that. If I see another Eskimo pie commercial, I'm going to lose it. What do Eskimos even eat Eskimo pies? Who gives a fuck, man? Shit is crazy. Eskimo pies. Samoas, you're next. Oh, man. This shit is so sad, man. So sad. Have we done our chores, so to speak? So now it's time to play. Now we can go outside and play. We've tackled all the serious shit, so now we can worry about desserts, condiments, and side dishes. That's what we're down to now. Food. We're down to condiments and side dishes. That's what we've come to. So everything else must be done. We must be living in a utopia aside from this pesky food label mascot shit, right? Oh my goodness, man. Eskimo pies. Get them now, people. Stock up on Eskimo pies before they're gone. What are they going to call them after that? Indigenous people pies? Inuit pies? Man, this shit is silly. It's silly. Like, this is what it's come down to. And I saw a video yesterday. Shout out to ABL, Anthony Brian Logan. I saw the video. I saw the headline, but I didn't watch it. when I see other YouTubers that I follow cover things that I find interesting, I'll do my own research, form my own opinion. I'll do my video, and then I'll go back and watch theirs because I don't want their opinion or views to influence mine in any way. So I'm gonna go back and watch his spin on it. But I saw a video yesterday where it's a little circle jerk. 2 older white guys, 1 younger black guy. Doesn't look like the 3 people you'd see together having a conversation, if we're being honest. So one of them, I guess, is the host or the moderator or whatever, and the other one is the black guy is a Christian rapper. That's always been weird to me. And then the other guy is the CEO of Chick-fil-A. I'm like, okay, the CEO of Chick-fil-A is going to, because Chick-fil-A is, I guess you call them a conservative business. They're closed on Sundays. They usually don't fall for the okie doke. So I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna say the right thing. He's gonna stand up to this bullshit, this BLM bullshit. Nope. So he's sitting there talking. First, for the video clip, it's the host talking. Then he starts talking. And he starts telling this story about he was sitting in a church or something, and this old black guy was sitting there. So this other white guy comes over and starts shining his shoes. And you notice that he's holding a shoe brush in his hand. I'm like, no, no. Yeah. So this fool starts telling the story. He's walking over to the black guy sitting there while he's telling this story. And he gets down on his fucking knees and starts brushing off this dude's shoes. And he said, well, it doesn't matter if they're dress shoes or tennis shoes or whatever. That's not the point. The point is, like, what are you atoning for your sins? Do you expect white people across the country to just grab the nearest colored person and tidy up their shoes? What the fuck is this? First you had the dummies washing their feet, and then you have this fool scrubbing down this dude's tennis shoes. What? It was weird. Like, he was sitting there in his chair, like it was kind of a comfortable chair, so he has his hands up on the armrest. Looking down on this dude, scrub his shoes. Now, unless shoe shining is your job, that's some degrading, weird shit. Like, why are you doing that? Why do you feel this need to even the scales, so to speak, or I don't know, repent? What the fuck were you doing down there? And who would allow that? Man, you better get your ass up off the floor and get away from my shoes. I clean my own shoes. That shit was weird. What is this shit? What are we living in now? This shit is awkward. Stop it. You don't need to clean nobody's shoes. Don't try to connect it to Jesus. He washed. No. None of that shit. None of it. Stop. Stand up. Get the fuck away from me. That shit is hard to watch. That shit was gross. Now that man fucking sat there and scrubbed down that fool's feet. Man, this isn't the end. And just when you think, man, it couldn't get any worse, I guarantee you there's going to be a video coming out of somebody stricken with that liberal guilt. They're going to do something even stupider than that. Now, to Bidenus pervertus, child sniffer extraordinaire. So, you remember a little while back he said, I will pick a female running mate as vice president. Ooh. So, was it yesterday, maybe the day before, the mom from that 70s show, aka Amy Klobuchar, was she the governor of Minnesota? And she said, I'm bowing out from the vice president position for Bidenus pervertus. Why? Well, why do you think? She said that position needs to be available for who? a person of color. That's right. Let me get out of the way. Here, little lowly black person. Let me reach. There we go. Give me your hand. There we go. Come on up here, buddy. Let me help you up. Let me help you out. Let me step out of your way. And you know, Elizabeth Warren, you know, Pocahontas was like, hell yeah. That's one less person in my way. That's for me. Thanks, Amy. I'm a person of color. Even if it's 1,024th of color. That's like putting a drop of food coloring in a fucking swimming pool. But whatever. She's like, shit. I'm in. I'm a person of color. I'm still in the race. Bye, bitch. Fucking squaw with diarrhea of the jaw. So, of course, you know, I don't want to stand in the way of a person of color getting that position because, of course, I'm virtuous and white, so I'm a shoo-in. But let me step out of the way. Now, you sure it's not because people are giving you shit because you didn't prosecute bad cops? Because you are from Minnesota, and that George Floyd, the genesis, the ground zero, is in your state, you dummy. And who else is in the running? The mayor of Georgia, or I'm sorry, the mayor of Georgia, the mayor of Atlanta. I think Kamala, the Ugandan nightmare, is still in there, and I don't know, some other colored lady. Some other name I didn't recognize, but as long as you're the right tone, you're good. If you're not the right tone, hang up the phone. Stupid. You don't pick somebody based on what they look like unless you're a modeling agency. Other than that, what are they like? What have they done? What can they do? What are their qualifications? But if you got the skin, you're in, right? If you got the right skin and a twat, you got a spot. This is ridiculous. But don't worry, Liz, Skin Lizzie, you're one step closer to VP since they're clearing the way for people of color. Stupid ass shit. Man, let me hop in this damn rat race. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.